two men hastily tied the treasure box securely and lifted it, preparing to make their way out of the tomb. However, their actions were interrupted by the sudden shaking of the tomb. Amidst the commotion, a voice screamed out, alerting everyone that the entrance had been sealed, trapping them within the tomb. Panic ensued as people frantically searched for an alternate way out. Chun, with urgency in his voice, pointed towards a direction, urging everyone to move quickly towards a potential exit. The group hurriedly followed his lead, desperate to escape. As they reached the exit, their hearts sank at the sight before them. A chilling presence loomed near the exit. An army of jiangshi, Chinese puppet zombies, blocking their path, stood frozen, realizing the dangerous situation they now faced. Kwang's voice rang out, commanding everyone to arm themselves and fight against the menacing army of jiangshi. Fear gripped the men as they screamed and tried to flee from the terrifying creatures. However, Kwang stood firm, engaging in swift combat with the jiangshi, swiftly defeating them one by one. Meanwhile, Ryuyan responded to Kwang's call, leaping into action and attacking the jiangshi with skill and precision, swinging his sword with determination. Yun observed Ryuyan's impressive display of talent, marveling at their abilities. He acknowledged that Ryuyan was more than just a gambler, recognizing his incredible talent and skill in battle. Yun urgently called upon Chun, Hugh, and others who had knowledge of Taoist arts to come forward and assist in the fight. He explained that the jiangshi were particularly vulnerable to exorcism techniques. Hugh, however, prioritized the protection of the treasure box and urged the others to quickly move away. Following Hugh's command, they swiftly retreated from the scene, leaving Yun frustrated and angry. Yun's anger was caused by his expectation that they would not offer any help, as he had already foreseen their actions based on his knowledge of their characters from the novel. Witnessing their lack of support firsthand only intensified his frustration. The members of the uncanny heroic squad fought valiantly against the jiangshi, displaying remarkable skill and coordination in battle. However, amidst the chaos, a jiangshi targeted Yun, who managed to dodge its attack. Confusion clouded Yun's thoughts as he realized that the situation deviated from what he had anticipated. The jiangshi, noticing the manual that Chun and Zhang were carrying, turned its attention to them. The jiangshi attacked them and Chun and Zhang released the box, causing them to fall to the ground as the secret manual spilled out. As the jiangshi launched an attack on Chun, Yun swiftly intervened, helping him evade the strike. Despite the urgency of the situation, Chun seemed distracted, focused on retrieving the secret manuals at any cost. Yun, realizing the gravity of the danger they faced, shouted at Chu, urging him to snap out of his reckless pursuit. He knew that their lives were at stake and that prioritizing the manuals over their safety could lead to disastrous consequences. Recognizing that his own life could be in jeopardy if they didn't act swiftly to ensure their survival, Kwang's urgent plea echoed through the chaos as he called upon Yun to take charge and lead the others to safety. Yun guided the people, urging them to hurry and make their way towards the open path. Yun acknowledged that Kwang was more than capable of handling the situation on his own. However, just as Yun was about to make his way forward, a jiangshi appeared right in front of him. Realizing the formidable presence he was facing, Yun launched an attack at the jiangshi, but to his astonishment, it remained unmoved, unfazed by his strike. The unexpected resistance caught Yun off guard, leaving him momentarily stunned. With determination, Yun swung his sword at the jiangshi, initiating an attack. The jiangshi retaliated, launching its own assault. Yun swiftly defended himself, using his sword to block the incoming strikes. Yun noticed a vulnerability in the jiangshi's knees. Seizing the opportunity, he aimed his next strike at its knees, causing the jiangshi to stumble and fall to the ground. Satisfied with his temporary victory, Yun remarked that at least the jiangshi wouldn't be able to chase after him anymore. However, his relief was short-lived as the ground beneath them began to crack. Realizing the danger, Yun knew he had to flee, but as he attempted to escape, a fallen jiangshi grabbed hold of his foot, preventing him from getting away. Frustrated, Yun struggled to free himself. Suyin came to his aid, swiftly cutting off the jiangshi's hand, allowing Yun to break free. Then Kwang stepped in, defeating the jiangshi and ensuring its final defeat. Yun urgently called out to Kwang and Suyin, urging them to prioritize their escape. As they hurried towards the exit, the floor beneath them collapsed, adding to the urgency of their retreat. However, to their surprise, Zhang, in a treacherous act, pressed the stone gate to close it, blocking their way out. Furious, Yun directed his anger towards Zhang, expressing his disdain for his actions. In a selfless act, Yoon turned to Suyin, excusing himself momentarily. He swiftly grabbed her waist and threw her towards the exit, ensuring her safety. Using her sword, managed to halt the door from closing completely, buying them some time. Suyin urged the others to run quickly. Kwang and Yoon sprinted towards the exit, but in the chaos, Chun swung his sword, striking Yoon. As a result, Yoon fell backward, wounded and incapacitated. Filled with anger, Kwang fought back against Chun, swinging his sword in retaliation. However, despite his efforts, the gate already closed. Grabbed Yoon, who was still unconscious. Suyin, fueled by anger, pointed her sword at Chun, questioning why he had attacked young warrior Yoon with his sword chi. Chun, defensive, claimed that he had been aiming for the Jiangshi and denied any ill intentions. He expressed his disapproval of Suyin's accusations, citing her behavior as rude. Suyin expressed her newfound understanding. She realized why her master had warned her about the promising talents within the orthodox sections. She believed that Chun's pettiness and inability to rise above such behavior would prevent him from ever reaching the level of young warrior Yoon and young warrior Kwang. Both Suyin and Chun tapped into their inner chi, preparing for a confrontation. However, before the situation could escalate further, Q intervened. Curious about their actions, Q questioned the two of them, seeking an explanation for their behavior. Chun apologized to Elder Q, acknowledging the misunderstanding between them. Suyin, observing the situation, couldn't help but think that Woon was right. He desired to eliminate Chun with his bow, but he knew he had to prioritize escaping and meeting up with the Dark Lion unit. Suyin, still angry, confronted Chun about his use of sword chi against their benefactor. Zhang interjected, reminding Suyin that Chun was the one who had saved them, emphasizing the importance of gratitude. Frustrated, Suyin expressed her disdain for their behavior, considering them to be unworthy of attention. The uncanny heroic squad arrived, bringing a sense of unity and support. Sang intervened to stop arguing, as it was not worth wasting time and energy on those who were not deserving. Suyin, fueled by her determination, insisted on rescuing Yoon and Kwang. Xiaopong pointed out that the stone gate was closed, preventing them from proceeding further. He suggested focusing on finding a way out for the time being and then devising a plan. Suyin understood the urgency of the situation and agreed to prioritize their escape. After regaining consciousness, Yoon found himself on the ground, bewildered by his surroundings. He questioned what had happened and tried to make sense of his situation. Yoon marveled at the fact that he had survived the fall from such a great height. He couldn't help but wonder if it was Kwang who had saved him. Realizing that he still possessed something, he reached into his clothes and retrieved the night pearl flashlight given to him by Suyin. Yoon also noticed a painful wound, causing him great discomfort. Frustrated, he cursed Chun, vowing to seek revenge once he had the opportunity. He credited his survival to his scale armor technique, acknowledging that without it, he might not have made it through. Reflecting on his surroundings, Yoon realized that this was the very place where the romance between Kwang and Suyin had begun.